Welcome back to my playthrough of the Star Control 2, the Quan Masters. Last time we upgraded our ship significantly, got a lot of information out of the Milner May, and then talked to Admiral Zex about how to convince him to give us his Shofixti females. That's why it was a little bit shorter piece last time, I think. But this time we are going to go retrieve the Shofixti. We're going to go get the beastie for him, retrieve the Shofixti maidens, and bring them to Tanaka over there in Delta Gorno, and that will get us on the path of resurrecting the Shofixti. Hooray! After that, I'll see what we do, depending on how much time I got left before I'm going to wrap this part up. Alright, so the clue that we got was that the beast resides in a constellation, in a yellow star in a constellation that looks like a serpent that has devoured something big. Now, the serpent thing might clue us into the Draconis system or something, or Serpentis or what have you, but that's not what we're going for. That's not where it's sending us. Oh no. It is sending us up here. To this constellation here, to the Lycina system, which if you draw sort of a line like this, here, let's move my cursor out of the way. There we go. You can see sort of like a snake-like body with a big lump in it, like the snake has eaten something large. This is where we're supposed to go. Fortunately, we don't have to fly all the way there. No. Fortunately, we have a way to cheat. We can move through quasi-space, which will save us quite a bit of time. It turns out, in fact, there's a portal near that system. Go figure. Alright. Also, I want to talk to the regular Vux, and this is a regular Vux here.
Greetings from Vox, the last word in life-form destruction. To gain an intimate knowledge of our engines of war, simply place both hands over your eyes and count to 3.
Why are you so hostile towards our species?
You are even uglier than I had thought possible. Can't you see you are making me sick? Please, foul creature, turn your head, or better yet, put a sack over it. Never mind. I have adjusted my display so it is dim enough to be tolerable. In answer to your question, our response is simple. We must attack you because our masters, the Urquan, wish it so. Now, if you don't mind, stop nodding your head like that. We Vux do not share this range of motion, and it appears as though your neck is broken and you are a jabbering corpse. Ugh!
Is there another reason you hate us? Come on, tell me the truth.
Do we need another reason? I understand. You refer to the first human encounter, the insult. What more can be said? On that day, your species proved its true crass nature. You see, we Vox pride ourselves on our open-mindedness, our ability to see beyond even the most bizarre and disgusting face like yours. But that insult was so low, so totally reprehensible, that we will never forget it. Yes, to be honest, that event pretty much fixed our attitude setting at abhor. I suspect we will despise you forever.
What if we apologize? Can we talk truce then?
Probably not. You see, although we Vox are highly reasonable beings who would never judge our race solely on its appearance, the magnitude of your Captain Rand's insult was such that we will probably never forgive your species.
Well, turn away. The people of the Earth hereby apologize to the Vux.
Nope. I didn't think that would be sufficient. It lacked conviction. Sorry, but I'm afraid we'll just have to kill you now.
All right. Well, let's take. I want to take the ship out for a spin. By the way, we don't really need a combat fleet much anymore. Alright. Devices. Portal device. Alright, we're headed to the one near Lycinus. Alright, now we are headed for one of the stars in the system. I happen to have the notes on which one it is. It is Delta Lycinus. Which I think is one of the ones in the back. Right there. And it is which planet? Planet 1. Oh, there are only 2 choices, so... There we go. The beast you want is down here. One of those biological entities is the beast. There he is. Got him. We have finally trapped the hideous beast which has been so hard to capture these past few days. I swear, we emptied our stun batteries into that thing on over a dozen times before it even slowed down. A few more shots to his barbed head, and it went down. But we only had a few seconds to get it into the magnetic restraints before it started thrashing around again. Even as I make this report, that damn monster is shrieking like a steam engine and trying to tear its way free. I hope we know what we're doing, bringing that thing aboard. If it gets free inside the ship, Captain, well... I just don't want to think about it. Returning to ship. End of report. Let's go look at the rest of the biologicals down here since we're here. We might as well catch them. All right. I just want to say it took me for freaking ever to find this the first time I played through this game. All right. Back to Alpha Cherenkov. And now for comedy. I think it's Alpha Cherenkov, right? Yep, alright, good. I remember correctly. Look at the fuck ships trying to catch me. Oh, it's so cute.
Why am I so blessed? My favorite friends, the humans, are back. Captain, it is good to see you again. You humans are so interesting, so beautiful. You know, I have many pictures of your species. I keep them on my walls to inspire me.
Yeah, alright. We captured the creature from Delta Lycinus. Let's get this exchange over with so we never have to speak to each other ever again.
Ah, a most excellent piece of news. My chiton rasps and moistens with excitement. I have been looking forward to this for so long. My subordinates stand ready to receive the beast from your ship, Captain. Effect its transfer, and then we shall give you the maidens you desire.
Aren't you forgetting something? The Shafixi Maidens?
Oh yes, no problem. Even now my subordinates are bringing them up from the surface. So let's not waste time. Send that delightful beast over immediately.
Look, really one-for-one trades. We'll transfer beasts when we see the maidens.
Captain, we are both creatures of honor. If I say that the Shofixie maidens are on their way up from the surface, then they are. You will have them shortly. Accept my word. Now please, Captain, the beast.
Fine. Just take it. It's a killer.
Ah, my new child is on board. Such a big one, isn't he? And so frisky. I am delighted beyond words that you have given me the beast, Captain. But I am afraid that there has been a slight change in our plans. Regrettable, but necessary. Oh, my beautiful, luscious human. I had thought that the hideous, violent monster you have given me would complete my collection of ugliness, my menagerie of monsters. I was wrong. You, my human love, are the most vile, the most fierce, and wretched. My collection could never be complete without you. I need you, Captain. But alas, I fear you will not give your consent willingly. Am I right? Therefore, Sub-Commander Dax, terminate communications. Warm up my modified intruder. Engage the precursor warp nullifier. Prepare for battle. Sub-Commander, why has my main console become inoperative? The transmit mode is locked. What do you mean the central system computer is damaged? How? The beast escaped? No, Sub-Commander, this is impossible. It couldn't escape from our strongest containment system. It's what? Decks 5 and 6? 11 crewmen? Sound the alarms, you fool. Where is it now? Engineering report. Engineering. Sub-Commander, seal bulkhead. Sub-Commander, are you listening to me? What are you staring at? Pay attention, Sub-Commander. Give me a report on its position. What are you staring at? Behind me? What?
And thus passes Admiral Zex of the Bucks. plenty of biological data here, too, so... In the Vux Commander's menagerie, we have found what appears to be functioning cryotanks containing a dozen bipedal creatures. We can't be sure, but through the tank's fogged viewports, we think we can see young Shofixi females inside the freezer units. We have transferred the cryotanks to the lander and are returning to the ship. And to report. Now we're going back down to pick up the other biologicals down there. And I might as well grab the minerals. That's the point. Someone in the chat suggested I save the game, might as well. Alright, we are done with Admiral Zex. Now we're back off the Delta Gorno. And we have to try to convince the Punk to go home again. Looks like. I think we can stop them one more time. Hey, there's Tanaka. Hey, Tanaka! Tanaka, buddy, I got something for you.
Greetings, Captain. It is good to see you again.
So, what's your report, Tanaka?
Nothing new to report, sir.
What were you doing here, anyways?
I guard the homeworld. I seek revenge against its destroyers, the Quan, and their vile battle thralls. I await the return of the hero Daikon, and the rebirth of my species.
So, what happened to your ship?
On my way home, I encountered a Vox intruder. Before I destroyed it, the Vox was able to affix some of those vile limpet things to my ship, and I had to return home at a greatly diminished speed. I did find one thing interesting, though, as I skimmed to the edge of Yehat space. I dropped into Zeta Sextantis to recharge some of my depleted energy cells, so I moved into the extreme inner system. There, right next to the sun, I found a very strange planet. It messed up my sensors somehow. That's why I could not recognize your ship at first. I'd never seen a planet like that before, so maybe you should investigate.
Okay, while we're fighting, why didn't you use the glory device? I'm glad you didn't, but...
During my battle with the Vox, I decided to employ the weapon, but I guess I used too much gusto, and the switch broke.
Ah. I have an important duty for you to perform.
What might that be?
I'll give you the opportunity to replenish your species.
I am intrigued, Captain. But what are you talking about?
We've obtained females of your species.
Great reaping mounds of happiness! You shall be honored forever, Captain, as the savior of the Sophisti race. I have been granted the ultimate reward, duty. This humble warrior will take the Sophisti maidens you possess, gently wake them, and then perform ribald feats of unsurpassed fertility. With their consent, of course. Our people shall be reborn. Your name shall be recorded in our most sacred writings for all time. Thank you, Captain, and farewell. I have urgent business to attend to.
All right. And he's running off to go, get busy, as it were. I think that's a Picung ship there.
We are dedicated to returning home to heal our dysfunctional species structure. We understand that you mean well, but there is nothing you can do to dissuade us this time.
You left your home systems unguarded. What if they are invaded?
Nothing but material possessions, Captain. We, the Kunk, having risen to the 99th psychic plane Head, are far beyond trapping our spiritual needs with crude matter.
Nope, I can't save him this time. Alright. Well, that's unfortunate, but not much I can do about it. Alright, let's see, what do we want to do for a little bit here? Oh, I know, we can go to Unzervault. Where is Unzervault? I forget. It's sort of in this area here, I think. There's Beetlejuice. Vela, that's where I want to go. Just for fun's sake. For funsies, we'll go to Vela. This is our home system. And this is, we're coming back to our home world here because we might as well. Oh. Boo.
So, the offspring has returned to its nest. When you left this system, our ship was near enough to detect your translation into hyperspace. Though we lost your hyperspace spore, we were able to backtrack your path here to this star system. And what did we find? An outlaw culture. Humans outside of a slave shield. You will note that this oversight has been rectified. Now, we shall finish the job.
Well, up yours, asshole. I outrange you and outgun you. Fuck you. Yeah, my ship basically can't lose a one-on-one fight to an Quan Dreadnought now. Well, they have slave shielded our homeworld. Alright. Well, next step, we're going to go talk to the Siren, I guess. We have to give the show fixie some time to actually get it on. As it were. Alright, well, here we are at Beetlejuice. There are 2 planets here in their sort of Goldilocks ring area.
Attention, unidentified space vessel. Be warned. This slave world and its inhabitants belong to the Quan. I am Starbase Commander Talana of the slave planet Gaia. Your ship is not responding to standard hierarchy identification sequences. You are therefore classed as independent. And what? Is my monitor display correct? Is that a human commanding that vessel? Who are you?
Were the ethics police justify that costume immediately? No. I'm right one for you, baby? No. We're greatly impressed. Or I'm Captain Peterson of the flagship Vindicator. We're going with that one because we're going to be, yeah. This, by the way, is a siren, as we mentioned before.
Hello, Captain. But you haven't answered my question fully. Why are you here? Where are you from? Has the slave shield been lifted from Earth?
Sadly, no.
Are the Urquan finally defeated?
Also, sadly, no.
Simply put, Captain, what do you want from us?
I'd like any help we can get. To be honest, we need your help to destroy the Urquan.
Look, Captain, I like you. Even though you're an obnoxious human, I like you. In another time, we might have become good friends. Perhaps more. But that's a fantasy, and my job is dealing with reality. We're not going to do anything to jeopardize what we've
Fair
got
point.
here. We've come too far, lost too much, to ever risk losing Gaia, our new home. Don't get all judgmental on me, Captain. You don't know what we've been through.
Well, tell us a little bit more about your people and your culture. I'd like to hear about this.
Our species are almost identical, almost too close a match to be just a coincidence. Our bodies are very similar, Captain. Except for certain parts. Our cultural development is also mostly parallel. Like you Earthlings, we evolved a society from primitive tribes whose main function were to protect themselves from the large reptiles native to our old world. The main difference between our 2 sets of cultures The split in the paths of our development occurred in what would have been your prehistory, say 5000 BCE. In your world, the agricultural communities were conquered by the more primitive, but also more aggressive migratory herding peoples. This led to a particular kind of sexual and political dominance structure which pervaded almost all of your Earth cultures until the early 21st century. On Syra, our only primitive migratory tribes were confined to our mountainous regions. Their herd beasts, the Waimar, did not do well in the agricultural basins and plains. The two cultures were isolated until much later, when the technological superiority of the farmers curtailed any major conflict.
Oh, what was Syra like?
It was our paradise, Captain. Our Eden. Earth is the only world we know of whose variety and richness of life even comes close to Syra. Again, like so many other things about our two species, our worlds were very much the same. At least before you began encasing yours in concrete
Fair
and
point.
plastic. Syra's gravity was a bit lighter than Earth's, and its day was 50% longer. Our diurnal cycle is therefore different from yours. We spend 20 hours awake, followed by 10 hours horizontal.
Alright, so what happened to Syra?
This subject is very difficult for us, Captain, but I will try to recount those sad days. Like your solar system, ours had a large population of comets and asteroids. Large meteor impacts, though rare, were not unheard of on our planet. So it was not a total shock when an asteroid penetrated our atmosphere and hit the surface. What was odd was that unlike most other meteors, this one was not pulverized on impact. It penetrated the crust, and indeed went all the way through to the mantle, causing a supervolcano. The earthquakes caused by the impact were severe. The magma pumped out of the caldera wreaked significant damage on the nearby terrain, but within a few weeks it had cooled, forming a solid rock bandage over the wound. Within a few months, we had cleaned up the mess. The caldera was calming down nicely, and things were pretty much back to normal. Then, just over a year after the impact, all hell broke loose on the surface of Syra. Huge calderas were opening all over, not just around the meteor impact, but everywhere. The scope of the disaster is impossible to imagine. Entire cities sliding into oceans of molten lava, kilometer-wide sections of land pulverized by a cataclysmic explosion, and clouds of poison gas and superheated steam created a death shroud around Syra.
Well, that's pretty fucking awful. So what are you doing here?
When the Urquan conquered us over 20 years ago, I was only a young girl living in Habitat 31. My older sister Diani was a starship officer in the Space Patrol. She was part of the final defense at Raynet. She didn't make it back. When the Urquan caught us in open space, we all thought we were going to die. But then, instead of killing us, the Urquan offered us a choice. We could join the ranks of their combat thralls, or we could be slave-shielded in our homeworld. Like the people of Earth, we chose peace. We became fallow slaves. When the Urquan told us to return to our homeworld, we explained that we had none. Urquan Master 9 explained that they had encountered this situation before, and if we would provide them with a list of our requirements, they would use their extensive astronomical data stores to find a planet for us. So we told them about Syra, about the color of its sky, about the abundant life forms, about the fertility of the soil and seas. Less than an hour later, we received a terse message from Master 9. We were to proceed to these coordinates and disembark. This was to be our new home. But our new world, Gaia, was everything we described. We'd been searching for a home planet for 75 years, And in the end, it was our enemies who gave one to us. I grew up on a small island off the main continent, and like all of my people, we lived each day under the sick, red glow of the slave shield. When the Urquan arrived 7 years ago to refurbish and recrew the starbase, I was selected as the new commander.
So what happened to you at the end of the war?
When we first met your people, we've been wandering through the stars for almost 75 years, ever since the death of Syra, our home planet. We joined your alliance, and I use the word joined loosely, because we had no other choice. The Vox were raiding our slow habitat columns, and we had nowhere else to go. We fought for survival, Captain, nothing more. When your people on Earth were defeated, the Alliance just plain fell apart. The Yehat and Shofixi retreated to their native stars and didn't want us to follow. The Ariru, those creepy little weasels, just plain bugged out. Vanished, leaving us alone, with nowhere to go, smack in the path of the oncoming Urquan Armada. What were we supposed to do? Fight? 2/3 of our habitat fleet was unarmed. Many aren't even superluminal. We were going to be annihilated if we resisted, and we knew it. When the Urquan surrounded us and started giving orders that all ended with, "or die," we took them at face value. We obeyed. In exchange, they gave us Gaia, the planet below. It's a beautiful world, Captain. I wish I could show it to you. So don't misunderstand me. We love our freedom as much as anybody else, but we've got a good life here, and we don't want to lose it.
Alright. Well, have you ever heard of the Deep Children?
Yes, I think so. Aren't they part of the Mycon religion somehow? We have recordings of Mycon hyperwave transmissions from the war. Pretty weird stuff. The Mycons just kind of rambled, never making much sense. They talked a lot about deep children and spears of light, but we couldn't ever understand what they were talking about.
Okay, what if I were to tell you that Mycon Deep Children shattered planet crust like your Syra?
What? What did you say? Human, you had better not be joking. Syra is not a subject for Earth humor. Now, what do you mean, shattered planet crusts? How? That is what happened to Syra, yes. But we presumed it was a natural cataclysm, a meteor. Do you have proof that it was something else? These deep children?
I don't have it yet, but I'm certain they destroyed your world.
Captain, if what you say is true, it would turn my world upside down. You have no sorrow to match what each of us Cyrene feels every day of our lives when we remember what we have lost. Syra, our Eden, the very idea that the Mycons or any alien race may have been responsible for Syra's destruction fills me with burning rage. If it were true, none of us here would rest until we had avenged ourselves on the perpetrators. We would find some way to leave this starbase, locate our starships, and hunt down the evil monsters. Captain, if you ever gather proof of what you say, you must inform us immediately. But until then, do not mention the subject again.
Fair point.
It is too painful.
Alright, we'll be back.
Until then, Earthling.
Alright, let's see, let's see, with here. There we go, wrong thing. I went through the wrong portal. I went through the wrong portal. I was dumb. I'm hoping we started the Shifexy Resurrection quickly enough.
Greetings, Captain. I'm
Nope.
ready to assist you.
Alas, nope.
We shall await your...
Alright, well, we need to kill some time until the Shifexy resurrect themselves. Actually, you know what? I may go to Procyon. Procyon is where the Shinjesu and Mernherm hold themselves up. Might as well go see if we can have a chat with them. See if we can do something about them. I think it's Procyon. Double check this. Yep, Planet 2. Report from orbit. We have been explored the interior of the starbase and found it abandoned. Computer records show that the Quan put them in starbase orbit, put the starbase in orbit around this world after defeating the Shinjesu and Mernherm. From what we can determine, the Shinjesu and Mernherm, who were assigned to this base, set up mindless robots to run the station, and then somehow returned to the surface of their planet, penetrating the slave shield. Further analysis of the Starbase's databank show that the Shinjesu and Mernherm were exploring synthesis schemes to create a hybrid race, half Mernherm, half Shinjesu. The robots around the Starbase are armed and will not permit us to scavenge their materials, so we are returning to the ship. End of report. So as usual, we can't scan it slave shielded. However,
Are the Chenjesu. We are the Mernherm. We do not understand how you have penetrated the slave shield or why, but in doing so you have interrupted the process. Explain this intrusion.
so yes, the Umga caster we have is powerful enough to penetrate the slave shield because the Shinjesu are so good at because the Shinjesu can naturally send hyperwave broadcasts and naturally receive them. We are struggling as Quan. Can't you help us?
We cannot be of any assistance now. We are in the middle of the process. I will explain. After we, Chenjesu, and Mernherm were defeated by the Quan, we chose to be encased in a single slave shield on this world. As soon as the Urquan departed, we began the process. We initiated a synthesis of our two species, our two cultures, one crystalline, the other purely mechanical. This process, fueled only by the radiant energy of our sun, will eventually produce a new hybrid race. And when the process is complete, we will crack the Urquan slave shield and emerge from our chrysalis like a winged insect unleashed from its cocoon. Then we will be ready and capable to deal with the Urquan, their battle thralls, and their dreaded Samatra.
But why can't you help us now?
The complete synthetic hybridization of the Chen Jesu and the Murnherm species will require approximately 35 of your Earth years. This extended duration is necessary because our synthesis mechanisms are dependent exclusively on the light of our sun for energy.
What if we could find some way to get you more energy? Would that speed things up?
What you describe is theoretically possible, but it would pose a great danger to us. The process must be executed as planned, or it may fail catastrophically. We would be destroyed.
Alright, well, what are you doing
Though
down
your
there?
ship's design is unfamiliar to us, we now understand that you are of human origin, and so we will share with you our reasons for accepting the status of Urquan slave. In 2135, our great alliance burned within the crucible of sentience. Though our fleets of armed starships held back the hierarchy's grotesque armada for many years, in the end, the Urquan unleashed a power upon us that was so overwhelming, we knew we would be annihilated if we did not submit. This unstoppable power, this ultimate weapon, was a huge starship, an unstoppable battle platform built by the precursors in the ancient past. Your vessel shares some similarities in design to the Urquan's battle platform, which they call Samatra, meaning Great Trophy. The Samatra was many times larger than your ship and bore weapons and defensive systems that made it invulnerable to all of our technologies. It remains a mystery to us why the Urquan fought us for so long without using the Samatra. But when they finally brought the ship into combat, the Samatra incinerated our finest brood home vessels from 10 times our own ship's weapon range. We had no choices beyond submission or devastation. Before the Urquan arrived to accept our surrender, we sent one last message to your people, a message suggesting that your species do as we Chen Jesu and Murnherm plan to do. We would accept the Urquan's demands and become slaves until such a time as we found a way to destroy or neutralize the Samatra.
Well, we really need advice from you.
Our wisdom is available. Detail your need.
How do you think we can defeat the
You
Urquan?
must find some way to destroy the Samatra. To do this, you will need a powerful weapon capable of destroying an entire planet. But that is not all. You will also require some way to distract the Urquan, to give you the opportunity to use the weapon.
That's enough advice for
Though
now.
your presence here is a painful intrusion, we will always provide advice whenever you request it, Captain.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, once and future ally, human. When the process is complete and we emerge from our chrysalis, I shall tell your grandchildren of our conversation this day.
That's nice. Alright, well. We now have a few more goals to work on. let's head back to Seoul now. We now have a few more concrete goals. One, we need to help. We got to figure out how to help the Siren. God damn it, that was a mistake on my part.
What? Can I believe my sensory cluster? I sense humans. I dance with joy for our good fortune. The human dies with such agony that it cannot help but please Dogar and Kazan.
Elder Vessel, state your nation for your mission.
Ah, puny human. You make me chitter with amusement. By the will of the mighty Dogar and Kazan, I am here to make you die, die, die.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys have to move. Fucking cloaking devices. Managed to catch him. Ow, ow, ow. Oh, you're dead. That hurt, but he's dead. Damn it! Bounced off the planet. Lost a lot of crew. That hurt a lot. Damn, damn, damn. My own fault, though. Missed all 3 shots, damn. Alright, there we go. Lost more crew there than I wanted to, but most of that was the bouncing off the planet atmosphere thingy. One of my viewers in the live chat asked, the faux pas asked, is ship combat always 1v1? Yes. It is always one ship versus one ship. Always one-on-one.
Welcome back, Captain.
Alas.
Farewell, Cap.
Well, okay. They followed up with question with technical limitations. Maybe, but also the combat system is very. It's very clearly a sort of an up-tech derivative of a very, very old video game, Space War, which is one of the very early sort of video games done using ASCII graphics on PCs and such, using like DOS creation and such. So it really takes some elements of Space War, which is pretty old. Let me double check exactly how old that is. But well, I'm not gonna look that up right now. But let's just say it's partially technical limitations, partially it was an intentional style choice, I think. Anyways, that's gonna wrap this part up. When we return next, we will be continuing our quest to help see if we can find proof that the Mycon took out the Sirene's homeworld. Find some way to accelerate the process for the Chinjesu and Mernherm. Maybe find a bomb that can blow up the Sumatra. And other things. Oh, we gotta repair the Ultron for the Utwig also. Anyways, see you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed the recording.